Okay, it didn't autosave here, though. And apparently I had missed some looty stuff, so... I'm gonna go... Let's go this way instead. Ooh. Ow.
The wrong damn day.
Scoured mission. Fire required. This area has been sanitized.
There we go. Okay.
And ready to kill German.
Smash! Smoosh! That was a lot better. Hey, what do we got in here?
Will leave us there.
There we go. Okay. I was gonna say, there should be a pile of ash or something here. Whoops. Oh, come on! There's two of them here. Okay. Onwards! Okay, so that is where I need to go. Okay, there's a side door over there. Yeah, I need to get a bunch of hack next level, I think. Actually, do I have any gear that'll let me hack? A lockpick? Ta-da!
You make it look so easy.
Um... So nothing there. Gotta be this stuff over here. I'm very close to leveling. If I can level... Ah, here we go. Ooh, vendors and shit. Okay. Into the pit! Please do not leave perishables in here. We marked this as cold storage because we're starting to move pods in here. This is not an actual freezer. The next time I find a decomposing woolly cow box in here, I'm leaving it on the air conditioning intake for a week. Ew. So they're getting the dimethyl sulfoxides and the hibernation chambers. I wonder if that's why they wanted Phineas. I wonder if they figured out how to let people out too. Structural changes needed to accommodate hibernation chambers in the LBRNTH facility. An analysis from engineers Rodfield, Crane, and Geist. Beginning with the requirement that every chamber received a constant supply of, at minimum, 34 kilowatts, and that occupants of these chambers be injected with a steady supply of UDL's patented Veto hibernation fluid, and this run-on sentence carries on for 12 pages before finally concluding. Good God. And thus, in order to maintain structural integrity throughout the area designated the pit, we recommend that the chambers are installed in cylindrical fashion around a supporting structure dug into the crest of Tartarus to a maximum depth of. This conclusion extends for another 2 pages. So some people are put in just because of random selection? Huh. The hitboxes of the terrain are ridiculous in this. I want to go check out this other room, though. Here we go. So I want to see if there's anything in there. Oh, we got some energy cells. I found a person I can actually talk to.
As I can, all right? If y'all would quit bothering me, I'd get this done sooner.
What are you doing?
Fixing the FPS system. FPS system. It's redundant, Melody. Can you just let me work? I'm almost done.
I don't know what an FPS is.
Forced pacification system. If the prisoners riot, we gas them. It went a little haywire after the last deployment, so here I am. Anyway, I need to finish this, so get out of here, will you?
Deliver pacification gas? Continue. Okay. So. You know, I don't think I use light ammo. I wonder if I can sell this. It doesn't sell for that much. I'll sell some of it. Like a big chunk of it. Okay, onwards we go.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Recycle back to industrial stain.
Oh shit! Okay, I have to remember that I'm getting, like, friends throughout this, because I just start shooting anything that moves, and that's probably not a good idea.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
All germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
Okay.
Mode activated.
double.
Okay. Did I level? No. But I almost. I'm very close to leveling. I found some treasure though. What's over here? Oops, wrong button. Oh, that was like a back way around. Man.
Oh, you are in
Oh shit! I wasn't paying attention. I died. I have to start hitting F5 more.
Scout prejudice. And maintenance job fulfilled.
Okay. There's that. Do this really quick. We'll go this way, so I'm less likely to get cornered.
What? Object is tuned to be specialists.
Well, I can. Quick save is always nice. Yes.
Take him down.
And all dead. Okay. Unseal door.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I knew I smelled Monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
Keep talking, you'll be smelling iron. Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in him.
And, oh, I had heard you were dragging around a repurposed janitorial mechanical. My staff jokes that it's because you're a walking pile of refuse.
Interactive database updated. The unique organic substance labeled Chairman has been classified as filth, imminent for incineration.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
And what's this announcement?
Haven't you heard? Phineas is working for us now. It took some doing, but employing an efficient management strategy of putting our guns to his head seems to have done the trick.
He'd rather die than corporate.
Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle.
He's saving the frozen colonists you gave up on.
Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
You prefer to keep writing this downward spiral? I can fix this place. I wanted something like you're the one fucking it up,
can
but
ride it out in luxury and happiness? Yes. Yes, I would. I don't know if you've
that wasn't
noticed,
an option.
but Halcyon's pretty much a lost cause.
I've already rallied Byzantium against you. It's only a matter of time.
You have?
I get experience for doing those,
What
so...
you were doing at the Ministry? Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you
That's kind
manage
of
to
the problem,
storm the
is that
castle
you
as it
actually
were,
get...
and make it out of here with Phineas alive. I can't exactly
It's
afford more
you
havoc
get
you've already
experience
caused.
for
Fine. If you
using
survive,
those.
you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
Damn right you will, otherwise I'm coming for you next.
All right, MS. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight.
Okay, so each planet that you helped gives you... helpers on each floor, it looks like, for the most part.
Covering you!
I think doing that just saved my fucking ass.
Clean cycle to industrial stain.
And I just got a level! Okay. I need to get these up higher, I think.
Stay down.
I like how the map on this floor is just like completely fucked. Like it doesn't work. I don't know how you do that. Like How do you break that in a game?
Difficult job ahead? Consider equipping a pack of Sam's Special Solvent Stainout Remover. It's ruthless on residual blood.
It's like, this is the elevator that I'm supposed to be in. It's like the whole thing's off.
Take a breath now, folks. Once we're up there, I suspect we ain't gonna have time to stop shooting.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
We're liberating Halcyon, and there's not a damn thing you can do to stop us.
Do you imagine you're leading some grand revolutionary army? The Iconoclasts and MSI have put aside their differences and attacked the prison together. I never imagined such a thing would be possible. But here we are. You're nothing but a rabble-rouser. I'm going to put an end to your little rebellion, and then I'm going to have you and your associates arrested.
Halcyon is changing. The board can't control us forever.
The board is the only legitimate power in Halcyon. We are Halcyon. I admit I miscalculated the extent of your influence. The board's plan never accounted for you. This is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right.
Can I shoot her? Don't test me. It's bad for your health. Yes.
I'm aware of your propensity for violence. Halcyon is a bloodier place because of
I've
you.
actually done a lot of it
I take no
passively,
pleasure,
though.
as you know.
As a
I
pacifist,
simply
which is
have
really,
no other
like...
option. Leaving you alive is too great a risk. Goodbye, Captain.
Do your words, you psychopath.
If you insist. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically or something.
I have no doubt that it would have saved there already, but we're gonna do that just in case. Oh, come on! Damn it, I was hoping to be able to go down the side. If I had just put one more point into it, I would have been able to.
Sterling is this unit's middle name.
I am a storm!
One order on Spick and Fan coming up.
To shreds, you say?
You make it through, Sam cleans it up.
Can I do this? Come on, come and get me. No! Oh, that was so close. I don't know if there's any way that I can, like, increase my hack by one, though. Or my lockpick by one before we go in. Now that, actually, you know what? Now that I know that this gun is fucking OP.
Covering you!
Middle name.
I am a soul! Attack that armor!
Shit.
Now switching to garbage disposal mode.
I think that can kind of work. I screwed myself over there. I think I have to use the abilities, then use the electric gun. So we'll like...
Mode activated.
Covering you!
Then use that.
One order of frickin' fan coming up. Customer, do your right.
To shred, you say?
Object is seen to be backward. This unit's middle name.
Got it! Okay, quick save. Do not want to have to do that again. Use that again to make sure I'm max health. Can I make her crispy with a flamethrower?
Why don't you just jump?
Get me out of here!
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
Are you kidding? They never stood a chance against me.
Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
I don't like the sound of that.
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
Alright, well, we best get started.
Yes,
Lots of work
we
to do.
You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
You can count on me. I'll help you revive the other colonists.
When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed. And so, we have been set free. Our future is
still
uncertain,
kind of a
and no one knows
colony.
what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history.
They couldn't record that twice with the he and the she?
Authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if a replacement could keep the Sublight family together. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established...
It's kind of mean that she turned people away.
Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort.
Oh wow, so she was probably actually the bad choice.
A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon
Oh, she
another
died
2
though,
years
so...
of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Ellie savored her adventures on the Unreliable. Once they were done, she returned to life as usual, running missions of dubious legality, shunning respectable work, and living life to the fullest. She meant to reach out to her one-time captain, but she was always bad at keeping in touch. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with 2 hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony.
That part's hilarious.
This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers.
Not
he
overly
revived.
surprised. He would have been like severely
Today,
stressed
Halcyon
and
has
shit.
stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope.
We got a pretty damn good ending.
And what about you? The unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon. Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Hooray! Can I speed this up? Alright guys, I'm gonna let the credits run, but I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna go check on something with Mux and see if we're just about ready to go. So hold tight, I'll be right back. Alright, I see the credits are still rolling. After the credits, I'm gonna go take my lunch break. Because me and Mux have to run out and grab a few things. So. So there's another game off the charts. And ready to go. I think I have a comment on my YouTube too. Let's take a look at it. There we go. Okay. I like when you have, how you have a tutorial about something very specific, and then people ask you about like something that's like the complete opposite. It's like, your question does not apply to my video at all. Thanks to Shield GG, well done, I completed it. Yes. That means that the next game is going to be Final Fantasy III Pixel Remaster. I think that's next. Yes, that's going to be the next one. Just checking my board behind me. And Tasha, I don't know if you saw, Comet is apparently We don't know for sure that he's out of the woods yet, because the necrosis could still be going deeper into the eye. The vet was having a hard time determining that. But the blood vessels are starting to like cover his eye, which is good because that means his body is trying to heal the damage. So he's probably going to be on medication for like a few months, which that's why the tip goal is staying there for anybody wondering, is because that medication could easily end up probably being like a few $100s a month. But and there's still the chance that the necrosis could grow too deep before everything's able to heal, or that the necrosis just won't heal at all. But the ulcer itself is well on its way to healing. So it's like I'm trying to sit with that, because we also got really good news about the baby too. Pretty much everything that they were worried about is like not an issue. So I have to keep it. I have to be responsible with the chocolate. But aside from that, everything is pretty. Everything seems to be going really well. The one minor issue is, like, apparently it's so minor that the doctor my regular clinic wouldn't have even mentioned it, but I'm still got the specialist that is going to keep an eye on it throughout the whole thing, so. But yeah, no, Comet, he's actually got blood vessels that are, like, starting to cover the whole eye. And he's starting to take the pills without us having to, like, jam them down his throat, which is nice. So we actually give him the eye drops now and then the pills, because we use pill pockets, so he thinks that they're just treats. So it helps that's been helping, I think, too. So, whew, medication for a few months for him, but aside from that, it seems like everything's going in the right direction. So again, the vet made it clear that there's no guarantee until we start to see that necrosis, like, heal. I can't remember what he actually called it. He doesn't call it necrosis. He calls it, like, occlusion, inclusion, exclusion. I swear it's something like that. So, and again, he couldn't tell if it's going deeper or not. Which that's what the concern is that it's going to go deep into the eye. Occlusion. Yeah, I think that's it. So we don't know if it's going deeper into the eye, which is the problem. But the body is trying to heal the eye. He said that there's a very, very good chance he'll have scarring on the eye. But that, with any luck, that'll be it. Like, he should still be able to, like, he should keep his vision and everything and not lose the eye as long as things keep going in the right direction. So, we've got our fingers crossed. Like I said, it's just, like, a lot of good news this week. It's been a batshit crazy week, but we've had, like, almost all of it has resulted in good news. So I will take that. I will take that. And then I did my, I kind of finished up my tutorials for the character creation stuff. So my dance is up on YouTube, my ogre dance, and then I learned how to import my models and animations and stuff into Unity, which is cool. Apparently, nobody likes to hand animate things anymore, though. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to set up the animations when I do them by hand, just because I feel like the resource that a lot of people use is not necessarily always going to work for the stuff that I would be making. But that does mean possibly some more Blender streams. Okay, so that's just it. That's all the credits were. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna call it there, just because I don't think there's any point in switching to a new game right now. What do they do instead of hand animation? There's this website called Mixamo that has a bunch of pre-made animations and like mocap stuff that you can export your model to that and then import that back into Blender. Which is like, it works fine if you're doing actual people. But if you have anything where the proportions are like start to get a little wonky because of, you know, you're not making a human, then all of a sudden, like, there's like really weird like skewing in like the legs and the arms, and like the bone weights don't match up and all of that kind of stuff. So I also just kind of like the idea of like the hand animation anyways, because I feel like you can get exactly the look you're looking for. Cheat mode. It's good to know. It is good. I'm glad that I learned it, because especially if I'm going to try and do freelance and commission work, you know, I need to be able to know how to make my models work in those kind of systems. But I feel like unless, and actually, Mux found out that we might actually be able to do mocap ourselves, because apparently there may be a way to do it with the old Xbox Kinect camera, which I have. So, I mean, that would be cool. Kinect is clever, yeah. Apparently there might be a way to do it with the old Kinect Flip camera, so I think that's something we might eventually look into. But my other plan is his phone can do slow motion. So I was like, the other option is that I just take slow motion of him or myself acting out a movement, or even the cats or something like that. And then, because it'll be in slow motion, it'll be really easy to pick out the keyframes, and then boom, there we go. So my ogre dance was completely by hand, though. I didn't even look up anything for that for reference. And I think it turned out very well. I actually had some of the people in the forums even tell me that it worked out insanely well. I'm just going to stop recording. Hang on.